Ren from Hallowed Be Thy Game, and today we're taking a look at the things I'm hyped for from the latest Nintendo Direct. Let's check it out. I'm going to be honest, this is probably one of the most positively received Nintendo Directs in a long time, and as a JRPG fan, or just a fan of RPGs in general, I couldn't be happier. It started strong right out of the gate with Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes. I love Three Houses. I thought it was a fantastic game. It opened me up to the series, and I'm really psyched to see this kind of alternate universe tale is what I've kind of gathered from it. I don't really look a ton into every new game that I'm interested in, but I'm really excited to see where they go from here. If you've played Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, I was super impressed with Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. It stayed true to the aesthetic of the game. All the different characters that you were opened up to play as, I thought it was excellent. I haven't played the Fire Emblem Warriors game that came before this, but I can only assume that we're going to be able to play as some of our favorite characters from each of the games, not just the house leaders. I am a Blue Lions fan, so I'm really excited to get more Dimitri in there, Edelgard. They all look fantastic, and I can't wait to see what the different move sets and styles are, and just where they go in general. The soundtrack from Three Houses was excellent, so I'm excited to get more of that and to potentially see what new combat and boss themes we get here. Really high on my list, and I've been watching for pre-orders links from anything other than just Best Buy. Not that I have anything against Best Buy, but I'm just really kind of, I like to order my things from the same places. So anyways, really excited to get the pre-orders in for this one. Now, one game that unfortunately, I know I'm going to regret not getting, but there's just too much out there that I'm interested in, and there's only enough budget to go around. But Advanced Wars, the remake for the Switch, it looks excellent. I know it's going to be a fantastic game. And it's definitely one that I'm going to get eventually, but I'm not going to get it right out of the gate, unfortunately. Let me know if I'm making a mistake down in the comments, and just tell me what you like about the Advanced Wars series. I am a fan of SRPGs, obviously with Fire Emblem, but especially like the Devil Survivor series. Still really hoping for a port of those. Another game that I'm actually surprised by, and I thought everybody was kind of just really took back by this, was Mario Strikers Battle League. It looks excellent. It looks like a lot of fun. My friends are interested in it. I think I can get my wife to play it, which is really cool. And it looks like a really fun game, and I can't wait to try this one out. I'm probably not going to get this one at release either, but it's definitely one that if I see my friends are actually kind of playing it, then I'll definitely be more enticed to pick this one up. And speaking of which, Splatoon 3 looks great. I'm not really into multiplayer games or shooters, but I hear this was a great one to jump into if you're just a fan of, kind of fun couch co-op games. So I really wanting to dive into this one. Let me know, do you play any of these multiplayer games? I know my channel is heavily focused on RPGs and JRPGs, as it should be. But does anybody else kind of play these kinds of games? I'm interested. Let me know in the comments. But one game I am going to get right out of the gate, and I'm very excited for, is Front Mission First Remake, and also Front Mission 2 whenever it comes out. I've always wanted to play these. I think the first one was on DS, but the copy was just, even at the time I looked, it was out of my comfort zone to be able to pick up at the time. But I'm so stoked. This looks excellent. I love the graphics. I love the SRPG combat. I love the aesthetic. I like this kind of eerie kind of SRPG look we got going. And I love mecha, so heck yeah. This one's a no-brainer for me. I'm very stoked to see this one. Are you interested in Front Mission? Let me know in the comments as well. And another game right out of the gate that is honestly one of my biggest gaming embarrassments, especially as a JRPG fan, that I haven't played. And I'm so excited to no longer have any excuses. I am going to absolutely pick up Chrono Cross, the Radical Dreamers Edition. I've heard nothing but praise of this game. And there's always haters for everything out there, but this game to me just looks right up my alley. I really have no excuse why I haven't played this game. It's just one of those things where there's, I was addicted to MMOs for like 15 years straight, so I got a huge backlog of games I'm interested in, so it just keeps getting lost in the shuffle. But I'm making it a point this year to play and complete Chrono Cross Remaster. Very stoked for this one. The combat, everything looks really cool, very much my jam, but the aesthetic, the design, it's fantastic. And I also have the benefit of going into it not comparing it to Chrono Trigger, which is definitely one of my favorite games of all time. I believe, well, it's easily in my top 10, and I'm pretty sure it's in my top 5. So I'm not going to be comparing it directly to that. I'm just going to enjoy it for what it is, and I'm excited to dive in and see what they do here. I've seen some side-by-side comparisons of what they've kind of improved. It looks gorgeous, and yeah, this one is absolutely happening. Now, I am a father, and my wife is definitely like, you know, she kind of casually dips into other games outside of Mario Kart. She's a huge Mario Kart fan. But Kirby and the Forgotten Lands, this just looks flat out amazing. Kirby Planet Robobot is one of my favorite 3DS games. It's just, it's a fun, chill, very cute game, and Kirby looks amazing. The memes are already cracking me up about this game. Oh my god, all the power-ups and abilities just look fun, and this is definitely one I'm going to pick up. Now, Live Alive. I'm not going to pretend that I knew about this game 2 weeks ago in the slightest. But heck yeah, I will take any HD 2D remakes I can get. I mean, Dragon Quest III HD 2D remake, I'm all over that. That is going to be an instant pickup this year. But Live Alive, I'm still kind of on the fence if I want to pick it up day one. Just, again, there's a lot, but it looks gorgeous. I'm actually more enticed, and please forgive me, don't flame me too hard in the comments. I'm actually more interested in this than Project Triangle Strategies. But again, there's a lot there. I don't like being too negative or anything on the channel, but Live Alive looks excellent. The story compilations look great. The combat looked very interesting, at least the aesthetic of everything. So I'm definitely, in the end, probably going to pick up Live Alive at release. Now, I did mention Project Triangle Strategies, and I just want to clarify, I think it looks like a great game. The combat and everything was fun, a little slow for my taste. Like I said, I really love Fire Emblem Three Houses, which is not what a lot of people consider, you know, I think true hardcore fans of SRPGs were, or even Fire Emblem, weren't the craziest about Three Houses. So I'm trying to set my expectations appropriately. Personally, my favorite SRPG is Devil Survivor 2. It's a very fast-paced game, very gripping, emotional. I love that game, one of my absolute favorites. Project Triangle Strategies, I'm not completely sold on yet. I still need to play the updated demo. The first demo just didn't really blow me away the more I thought about it, but I'm excited to see more about it and hopefully be enticed to buy it. But how about you? Are you very excited for Triangle Strategies? I mean, you don't have to sell me on it, but if you want to tell me why you're stoked about it, maybe I can see something about the game that everybody else is seeing that I haven't quite picked up on yet. So let me know in the comments. Also, I love Metroid Dread. However, I'm not that hardcore of a gamer. The new modes they're adding is going to be fun to watch very skilled gamers to play. So in a weird way, I'm looking forward to the one hit and you're dead mode that's going to be added to Metroid Dread. I'm excited to see what that's like for other skilled people to play. But as for me, that game was perfectly fine and perfectly hard enough on its own. I don't need to make it too crazy. I've beaten it on hard mode. I haven't beat it any other than the 2 times I beat it. Once on normal, once on hard. So I'm excited to see what some of these hardcore fresh run people do with that mode. I'm very excited about that because honestly, watching Metroid speedruns of any game are just mesmerizing to me. It's kind of what got me interested in speedruns in general. But yeah, so definitely looking forward to that patch. But Earthbound and the changes they're making to the NSO with the Mario Kart, and if you're subscribed to NSO, you get access to these tracks for free. The NSO has gotten a lot of crap here, you know, over the past year, and rightfully so. However, I love where they're going with this. I love the addition of Earthbound 1 and 2. I think that's fantastic. Could this mean Mother 3's happening? Let me know in the comments if you're a big Mother fan. I've still yet to play Earthbound 1 and 2, so once again, my excuses are gone now. I need to give at least the Super Nintendo Earthbound a shot, but this is fantastic with the changes to the NSO. I think, yeah, if you keep doing this with like Animal Crossing, maybe when Breath of the Wild 2 comes out, they can do the same for that. Very enticing. I think it's great. I think it's not bad, $20 a year to get access to that. I'm not too sold on the 64 lineup that they added to that at all. But, 64 has always been a pain to emulate and stuff like that. And so I'm happy that people have access to play them if they don't have a working 64. However, the price for that edition is a little crazy to me. But the Sega games, that's always very interesting. I need to kind of look at that lineup and see again if I want to kind of rethink about subscribing to that. But again, I think Nintendo's got a pretty cool direction with this. I'd like to see them do a lot more with it. But I think they're showing they're on the right track. So how about you? Obviously, everybody wants essentially a Nintendo or a Sony version of Game Pass. So I'm excited to see what they kind of do to answer and give some competition to Xbox on that. So let me know, again, what you think about the online subscription service in the comments. I have some pretty, I wouldn't say controversial opinions on the subject, but I don't know. Everything has a subscription service these days, but I won't lie. If anybody's going to have one, I'd like it to be Nintendo and Sony for their back catalogs alone. But the creme de la creme, the jewel upon all of this Nintendo Direct, the game I am without question the most hyped for, is Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Oh my god. This game looks so fantastic. I'm really stoked. The character models look fantastic. I'm very intrigued by this story. It seems like a very mature, somber tale. I'm always a sucker for that. The edgelord in me demands it. But I'm excited to see more about combat because I'm hopeful that combat follows more of a path similar to Torna. I think Torna, to me, is the pinnacle of Xenoblade combat. It kind of simplified a lot of the complaints everyone had about Xenoblade 2's combat, even though personally, Xenoblade 2 is my favorite of the Xenoblade games. I think its combat was fantastic. Extremely complicated, though, I'll admit that, but it put my brain to work and I loved it. However, Torna, a stellar combat system. It was just all the fun and flair of 2 with a lot less of the complexity, which I think is probably the best bet. So I'm hopeful they follow a direction similar to that with the game, but there's a lot of theories going around on Xenoblade 3's story, and this has me very stoked. I mean, you can essentially see characters. I won't go into spoilers or anything here, but you can see characters that appeared in Xenoblade 1 and 2. Very excited to see who else might still be alive or in the world of 3, because it looks kind of a merging of the worlds from 1 and 2. I won't get into any further comments on that. If I have any Xenoblade fans who watch this and are interested, we can talk more about maybe story theories and such like that, maybe in a future video. So let me know if that's something you're interested as well. I freaking just cannot express how stoked I am for this. It looks like they've expanded the party size to at least 4 people in the open world. Usually you can only control 3 people. Now, obviously in Xenoblade 2, you can kind of switch between 3 parties of 2 people, and the same for Torna, but yeah, I'm really hopeful to see where we go from here. It's excellent. I hope we can kind of expand, and who knows, maybe we can swap in, from party members from the first couple games. It's excellent. All the new cast looks really good. The story is fascinating, and I'm wondering if we're going to see a little bit of Xenosaga's story in there. There's some plot details from Future Connected that I'm really hopeful to see expanded, and maybe we can get a little wink wink nod nod introduction of Xenosaga as well with its story elements and Xenogears. But heck, I'm just a Xeno fanboy, so I'm really stoked for that. But how about you? What games are you most excited for from this Nintendo Direct? Upcoming games that I'm excited for to be releasing would be Dust Diver 2, Elden Ring. Those are immediately on my list. I cut my hand decently, so I'm not really playing any games right now, but I'm excited to be able to come on and nerd out with you guys on YouTube. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you're stoked about in the comments. Thanks for subscribing, and I will see you all next time.